Most of us students know that you can't pass up a good sale. So, if not one bottle, but 5 bottles of apple juice are on sale, that means it's time to make Applejack. If you're a student like me, I bet you like to drink. On this channel, I'm gonna tell you all about making your own wine, mead, and all kinds of stuff. This is Dormdrinks. Welcome back, everybody. Now, I walked into the supermarket earlier today and I noticed that the apple juice was on sale. So I have 5 bottles of a liter, but all of them are a liter of apple juice. This is non-additional sugars, and I figured this would be amazing to make Applejack with. Now, what is Applejack? Applejack is a hard liquor. And while we're going to make that, we're going to use freeze distilling. But I'm going to get into that later. First, we're going to have its primary fermentation. Now, I figured, because it's Applejack and we're going to have to distill, I would use a bigger volume. So I have a 5 liter carboy that I'm going to use for this. What we're going to do is we're going to fill this carboy up with all the apple juice and then add the pitch yeast, and that's it. We're not going to add any additional sugars today. We are going to add some nutrients for the yeast, but we're going to keep it at that. The reason why is we're going to distill this so we don't need that high of an ABF to start with. What I am going to do is I'm going to use some of the apple juice to calculate the gravity, so we do know what the ABF of this wine or cider is at the end of the primary fermentation. Now, in later videos I'm going to show you how I'm going to freeze distill this, what that means, and I'm going to show you the Applejack that comes after. First things first, we're going to fill up our trial jar with a bit of the apple juice. We're going to add a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. Something along those lines. And we're going to calculate the gravity of the apple juice. Now I have to say the gravity of this apple juice is already quite okay. It's at a gravity of 1.054. So we're just going to add this to the carboy and add the additional bottles as well. And then we're going to add our pitch yeast, and that's going to ferment for about a month, or I think a month. We've got our carboy here, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to fill it up with 2 bottles of apple juice to start with. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of yeast nutrients to this. I'm going to use the 3rd bottle of apple juice to wash most of that down. Then we're going to add our pitch yeast, and after that we're going to add the last 2 bottles so it's all nice and leveled. So we're going to start with this, and then after that we're going to lock it with an air lock. But I'm going to get into that in a few minutes. But first, let's fill this bad boy up. Our 5 liter carboy is nicely filled up. Now, it goes without saying that you have to sanitize this before using, and sanitize the next few things that we're going to use. Because we're going to use a water lock. Now, what this entails is 2 things. I have 1 cork that we're going to put into the bottle, and we have a water lock. Now I'm going to get a little bit closer for you. See? It's one of these buddies. And what this does is it can release air without air going back in. So what you have to do is you have to fill it up with a little bit of water. Now, when this starts to ferment, the air can go through this canal into this reservoir, and it can create bubbles into this reservoir. This way, the CO2 from the fermentation can exit the bottle, but there won't be any oxygen going into the bottle. This is actually just the same as the balloon works, however this is 10 times much better. Our little carboy with 5 liters of apple juice is filled up and our airlock is secured. Now, all that's left for me to do is put this away and let it ferment. It will probably take around a month, but that's still a guess, so it could be done quicker or it could take longer. When this is done, I will take you to the next step, which will be freeze distilling. But after this, I will show you a few steps ahead of a different carboy that I had, and I'll show you how I bottled 5 liters of mead. Hey there guys, today I'm going to show you something a little bit different and a little bit bigger. I myself made 5 liters of mead, and we're going to bottle that today. Now, how we're going to bottle that is by using tubing and by using old bottles. As a student, I don't have that much money to spend, so I just took some old wine bottles, cleaned them out. My advice, buy a cleaner which is a bit longer for bottles, works out perfectly. Clean these bottles out, sanitize them, then you can use them for your own booze. If you want, you can use something like turpentine to take the labels off, but I was a bit too lazy for that today. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this tubing in, and then you're gonna suck at one end. You can either suck on a cable or put it in your hand and suck on that. And then you can suck the mead out of that into the bottle. Now we have about 5 liters of mead, so I have 6 bottles here, and that should do the trick. Now I'm gonna show you how. First off, we're gonna take the airlock off, like that. I'm gonna insert the tubing into our mead, like that. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take one of the bottles that we cleaned out earlier, and you have to put that lower than where the mead is. So I put my mead on the table, and I'll put this on the ground, and then you just suck on this and it will strain into the bottle. Now as we can see, the mead is flowing into the bottle. The tube that I use is not that thick, so it's not that quick. However, it is more secure, so when we get close to the top of the bottle, I know when to switch it off, switch it to another bottle. So this is bottle number 1, and when this is full, we move on to the next bottle. And now we have our first bottle of mead. Now you want to get a little bit of air left. I have just a slight bit of air, as we can see here. I'm gonna try to get that a little bit less in the next bottles, and after that we can cold crash it. I'm gonna show you what that means. Now, as you can see, the mead bottle is slowly draining, and we're filling up bottle after bottle, and this is bottle number 3, and it's filling up nicely. So hopefully we'll get all the 6 bottles filled up, and then we have 6 whole bottles of mead. So the original bottle is almost empty, and we already have 4 bottles filled, with a 5th one on its way. So we only have 1 bottle left after this, and then we're probably out of mead, and we have 6 filled bottles. Our mead is done. We bottled 6 bottles of mead, and there's still a little bit left inside the bottle, but we'll discard that. There's a lot of dead yeast in there, and you don't want to drink that. The bottles that we have are nice and clear, as one can see, and we're gonna cold crash them, and after that we can put them in a wine rack. Now, cold crashing means that we're gonna put it in the fridge for about 2 days. In that, the yeast, the little bits of yeast that could still be in there, but probably are not, can settle, and the wine itself can settle as well. After that, we'll put it in a wine rack, and then it can sit there for at least half a year with mead. Mead you want to let age quite a bit, so within half a year you might be able to drink it. However, they would even suggest that you wait a year or 2 to drink this mead. Now, we're gonna cold crash this, put it in a wine rack, and in a few months I'm gonna get back at you. We're gonna taste test this, and I'm gonna tell you how it was. Now, thank you for watching. You can subscribe down below, and you can follow me on social medias like Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. And I hope to see you next week. So, good day and drink safe.